Good morning. We're at the Tzion of Rabban Gamliel, founder of the Sanhedrin in Yavne. And who were these great sages from the first century and probably not too many decades after the destruction of the temple? Who were they? Well, they were Tanaim. They were students of the great master Shimon HaTzadik, and they were part of the chain of the oral Torah, and they were refugees. The people who came to this little town in Israel called Yavne were refugees. They were running away from a great oppressive nation of Rome in order to preserve their Judaism. Wait, but why did they have to run away? We were in our country already. We had a nation. We had sovereignty, and we lost it. Or it was taken from us, which is another way to frame it, right? But you can be a refugee anywhere. If people are oppressing you, if people are trying to control your life, if people are dictating to you how to have a relationship with God, that seems to be getting a little close to home, right? That's a little bit like none of your business. Why are you getting involved in my relationship to God? Why are you, the Romans, telling us we can't keep Shabbat, we can't do Brit Milah, we can't learn Torah in public? Oh, terrible things. Because they knew that our cultural life was the essence of our autonomy. And that, my friends, is the essence of Chanukah. Now, when the Greeks took over here in Israel, it was a few decades, a few millennia earlier, after the destruction of the first temple. They tried a nice path of peace. Like, they didn't want to kill everybody. They wanted everybody to work and everybody to produce food and produce and, probably a few leather sandals and wooden pipes. So their idea wasn't to strip the Jews of their Jewishness in the beginning. Remember, when Alexander the Great, the Talmud teaches us, when he rolled up on the shores not far from here with his armada, and Alexander didn't travel small, not at all. And he was conquering the entire Mediterranean basin and all the way up to Russia and all the way out to, Tajikistan. Like that word, huh? But when he came to Israel, he came like a wise man. He came with a retinue, he came with wisdom and education, he came with gifts, he came with a chance to improve the economy of the land of Israel. And things looked good for a while. A lot of people bought into Alexander's view of the world. And it was only till, a few kings later, that the Jewish identity started to provoke the oppressive guest. You ever have guests in your house and you want them to leave already? You got to be really diplomatic to take care of something like that. And so the Greeks wanted to control and continue using Israel as an economic base for their empire. One of many, obviously. And they saw that the Jews' independence came from their culture. It came from things like Rosh Chodesh. We set our calendar according to our tradition. And our tradition is very old and it's very attached to the creation, being that we use the moon as the basis of our lunar calendar. Now, there's a solar calendar as well. And of course, if you live by the solar calendar and you're the dominating force in the region, then you want other people to have the same calendar as you. Especially back then, you just didn't go down to the corner store and buy a calendar. Calendars were not such a simple thing to have because they didn't have printing. And it was a tradition that was kept by the rabbis. And the Greeks said, no, you're not using your calendar anymore. Because then we don't know when Rosh Chodesh is. We don't know when the new month is. When we don't know the new month is, we don't know how to fix when Pesach will be, when Shavuot will be, when the new year will be. And the new year also depends upon, well, when we're going to have the Day of Atonement, the most important day of the year, Yom Kippur, and Sukkot, this festival of bringing in the harvest. All these things depend on that. So they took that away. Then they took away Brit Milah. Why do you need to hurt your body? Why do you need to deface your physical form the way God made you? Isn't that good enough? No, the Torah said no, it's not good enough. We have a covenant with God, and this is the sign of our covenant. They're trying to attack the covenant with God again. And then they took away Shabbat, a day of rest. Why do you need to rest? Who needs to rest so much?